Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Dungeon of the Mad Mage here on Variant Roles. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Dan Gaston, at MadSciDM on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns, and I am super stoked to be here for some more Twisted Caverns Part 2 and the finale of Level 4 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So, without further ado, let me kick it over to my fantastic players and let them remind you all who they are and who they're playing today. And we'll have someone summarize a little bit of where we left off. And I am going to use the dice to see who goes first. And we're starting with Emma. Emma, how are you doing today?
I'm so excited. I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And today I will be playing Lorha, the Loxodon Druid of the Moon, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Excellent. I am excited for Big Girl because she is awesome.
She's the best.
Okay, and all right, Allison.
Yeah, I'm Allison, Ali Valk on Twitter. I'll be playing Theodora, a human fighter. I'm part-time Disney princess, apparently.
Excellent. And Theodora has all the weapons.
Most of them.
Excellent, great. Okay, and Sam.
Hello, I'm Samtastic with 3 M's, because I gotta be like that. You can find me on Twitch and on Twitter, same handle. Today I will be playing Bliss, your resident Levistus Tiefling Warlock. Archfey patron, didn't say that last time. And she's the mom, apparently.
We needed an adult.
We did.
We needed an adult, and here I am. Yeah.
I think most adventurers need an adult, responsible parent in the room, and they never have one. And they're all latchkey kids, and, Excellent. All right, and last but certainly not least, Matthew.
I'm Matthew. You can find me Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter, and I will be playing a Welch, the wave breaker now. And he a bit of he from the Southern Isles. You know how it is. And he's a sailor and a monk, but he uses his strength. And he from the Drunken Master School now. And just excited to be here,
Excellent. All right. I want you all to roll me a d20.
Okay. Oh no.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Same color as my shirt.
All right. What did we all get?
2.
I think that means Matthew's probably it. Anyone lower than a 2? Roll lower than a 2? All right, Matthew, why don't you tell us what happened last week?
Great. Good thing I do this for all the time. When we last left our heroes, this newfound finagled group of adventurers had descended into the Twisted Caverns and immediately began hearing suspicious noises in the tongue of giant speak. They investigated it very quickly, with Theodora rushing ahead with wanton abandon and Welch following her. Only to find an Etten, a kind of humble and kind folk who parlayed with them, discussed the ongoings of this Twisted Cavern, which was being corrupted by an alien influence. And then they found their way to the cagey alchemist, where upon some trade, almost trade, I don't know if we actually ever bought anything, the Loxodon Druid got very aggressive with this cagey alchemist and revealed the true then the alchemist revealed their true form to be a Slod. The party overcame that challenge and then ventured forth, where they encountered a wood a wood. What's that? What are the mushroom woods called? The Zorvian or whatever.
The Zirkwood.
The Zirkwood, which was being chopped down by humanoid encroachers, and I think we left off with us passing by something, or we were in the
The
Zirkwood.
Zorn.
Yeah, the
you-
Zorn.
Guardian.
Yeah,
With
you
their
passed by
crystal?
the Zorn. Yep.
We passed by the Zorn. We passed by the thing, and we were in the Zirkwood, and I believe passing through.
Yeah, and-
We
No, go
ahead.
ahead, Sam.
we had just stumbled upon what appeared to be a village of the fish people. Wahoo!
Yes.
Can only be friendly. I have no idea what type of creatures they could be.
Absolutely. Matthew, do you want a job as like my last time on Variant Roles, like person forever?
Will you pay me in memes?
I will pay you in memes and internet hugs.
Sold.
Cryptocurrency.
Yes, so yes, absolutely, Sam. When we left off, you had sort of stumbled down a cavern, a tunnel that opened out on the shores of the underground river that cuts through this level. And on the far side of the river, you could see on a similar sort of, I don't know, it's like a beach, but a beach that's in a cave in like the kind of underdark. So
Yeah.
I don't imagine that the sand is particularly great. It's probably rocky as hell. But nevertheless, there was a bunch of these Kuatoa fish-headed folk that you could see on the other side. And of course, the stench is unimaginable because both shorelines and like the river itself are covered with dead fish. Like there's dead fish just like washed up along the edges. You see the odd occasional like white putrid belly of an overturned fish floating down the river, mixed in with like blind crustaceans. Basically all of the river life you can see appears to be dead. And the Kuatoa on the far shore across the river is moving not sluggishly, but it's not like rapids or anything either, but you know, it's a good pace. The river is probably about like 40 feet wide at this point. And so on the far shore, you've got this gathering of dozens of Kuatoa of all sizes. So from like small little wee Kuatoa to larger adults. And there also appears to be a couple of rafts like pulled up on that far shore where the Kuatoa are. And they're, you know, you can see them sort of pointing over in your general direction. So the tunnel that you're in sort of terminates at the river. But you do know that sort of behind you, like you passed by a few branching tunnels that sort of go in the same general direction that the river is flowing. So like a southeasterly direction. So you could continue exploring down in that direction, or you could choose to cross the river here, or somehow make your way downriver to the next level. So what are you doing?
Is it like the gathering of Kuatoa? Is that like, do they appear to be there for a reason? Is it a village or like?
Yeah, so they're all gathered up, and you don't see any huts, but like basically behind them, you know, the beach rises up into another tunnel, so presumably in the cavern complexes behind them. But there is a lot of the things you would expect to see on the shore of a river, of a village of people who, you know, get food and stuff from the river. So there's like wooden, well, probably like Zirkwood, drying racks hung up, you know, with like fish hanging off of them. There's like bits of netting. There are signs of industry. But why don't you also go ahead and give me a perception check?
Okay. 18.
Okay. Quite a lot of the Kuatoa are sort of like sitting around in small groups and not really doing anything. They look kind of like lethargic and perhaps sick.
Follow-up question. So the river.
Yep.
I can't remember your exact wording, but like, is it like moving at a pace where like, is it something we could wade through?
So you're not sure how deep it is. It's about 40 feet wide. It's dark, so you can't see the bottom. You could various things, obviously, to investigate to see how deep it is. It is probably swimmable at the pace it is going, but not without some challenge involved. So it wouldn't be like that you could just automatically swim across. There would be a bit of a challenge associated with it, but people could probably make it across. The turtle probably has no problem.
Yeah, I can. So with my ring of jumping and my dash, my bonus action dash, I could long jump 108 feet.
Oh, no big deal. That's cool.
And as a creature of incredible strength, I even if I have that, could I maybe pick someone up and leap with them? Because that'd be 50 feet.
Absolutely, yeah. Because what's your strength?
18.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I can rage to double my carrying capacity.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Lorha might be hard to like jump across carrying because she's
I feel like Theodora might be hard as well, considering like the amount of junk she's carrying on her.
I can take Theodora across.
But
Yeah.
so how deep does it look like this is? Because I'm very tall. So can I just literally walk across this? And I count as one size larger to determine my carrying capacity. So
Yeah,
I just, like carry some books across and walk?
You might be able to. You don't know how deep it is.
I would like to ford the river and cross.
Can I see how deep it is with my racial and warlock things?
So it's not darkness so much as that it's like the water would be pretty opaque on its own.
Okay.
It's got, cloud. It's more like something that's heavily obscured.
Okay.
In sort of mechanical terms. Yeah.
Okay.
How do we know there's no piranhas in it? That was said completely in character, by the way.
Well, I mean, just, mind your business and they'll mind theirs, I'm sure. That's fine.
I don't think that's how that works.
Not sure that's how that works.
Not,
Wait, I'm like a druid. Can I but I didn't pick nature, so never mind.
You're more like an emotional based
wise
yeah.
soul.
You feel nature. You don't understand it. You don't understand it.
I don't question it.
Do we really want to get closer to the fish people? Didn't
yeah, I do.
Didn't friends with the heads, whatever their names were, didn't they say that the fish people were dangerous?
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna help out the Zookwood. We should help the Zookwood so they don't get chopped down no more by the fish people. How
many fish people are there?
Oh, some of them are real small, I'm sure most of them will run once I leap over there 108 feet. Land.
I don't know. What do we know about them? We don't know anything about them, Welsh. Your name?
Your name? That is my name. It's Welsh.
Insert name here.
Player number 4.
We could go talk to them.
Assuming they're not immediately hostile.
I don't know if we can talk to them also, actually. Now that
does anyone speak fish?
I speak water elements. I speak to the water elementals. Maybe they have the same language.
Can you ask the water what's up?
I bury my face in the river.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what going on there with them fish people now?
Working.
Why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw?
You did this to me.
I don't
the aboleth slime. I forgot about the aboleth slime. Oh no.
Oh no.
It's fine. It's actually fine. 23.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Yeah, so like when you like open your mouth under water and it's like instantly fouled And like when you pull your head out, it's like coated in this like mucusy slime that's like just dripping off of you slowly.
So I pull it out and I just look at Miss Bliss.
Do you think this did that to the fish? Do you think it's the slime's fault?
Probably.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should follow
I
the river
attempt to
down and
poke
find
the
the
water
source
with my
of the...
rapier.
Hmm?
I walk over and poke the water with my rapier.
What is this, Don Quixote? Like,
It's the Steve Irwin approach.
Maybe we should head down and see the source of the...
yeah, let's just take an alternative path. We don't need to go rushing in and fighting them if they're not doing anything wrong of their own volition.
Do they look hostile at all, or are they just like, people?
There's a couple of the adults that, since you've been there, they're definitely, it's like the meerkats. They're like standing in a row and like, you see two of them that, a couple of them appear to be armed. Two of them are like a little bit brawnier, more like actual soldiers. And they're definitely on alert and sort of keeping an eye on you, but they're not making threatening gestures. They're just watching.
All right.
So there were two caverns behind us that looked like opposite ways.
There's a couple, like, because we've sort of abstracted the caverns a little bit, so we're not worrying about like the exact number of intersections. But there's definitely, you've walked by tunnels that split off the tunnel you're in since you passed the Zerkwoods that follow the same general course as the river. So like southeast along this like same bank, as it were.
Okay.
Let's just do that. Let's go with the alternative path.
Sounds good to me.
All right. And yes, Theodora, when you getting back to you poking the water with your rapier, like when you pull it out, the tip has like little bits of this like mucusy slime that sort of slops off of it, but otherwise like it doesn't corrode it or anything like that.
Guys, I don't think we should go into the water.
Nope, we're already not. Let's go.
I point to my slime head. We know. We know. Jerry, we know.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and kind of like try to goop it off of him because I didn't take prestidigitation.
I did.
Thank you.
I ungoop his face and then ungoop my rapier.
Thank you, Theodora. Madam Theodora, thank you.
I have to admit, I liked the imagery of real clumsy Mage Hand just like rubbing all over someone's face to get to get the goop off. Prestidigitation does a much better job, but
It does.
the imagery of awkward Mage Hand cleaning someone.
Wax on one hand,
I
wax
like to
off
imagine,
one hand.
Like, it occurs to Theodora after she sees the awkward mage hand.
Yeah. Perfect.
Excellent. All right, so you start following the tunnel, sort of this southeasterly direction, basically following the same general course of the river. And the tunnel seems to open up ahead into a bit of a cavern. In the distance, you can hear the sound of like lapping water a little bit. And like a rotting stench is coming out from the cavern ahead of you.
Gross.
I guess. Oh, so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go. Are there any like small little beasties or little animals running around anywhere in here?
Oh, absolutely. There's like little underground creatures. There's lots of spiders. There's bats. There's let's see. There's various sort of like crustacean-y sort of creatures. It's very like heavily dominated by various kinds of insects, including ones that are a little bit too big,
Oh,
rat-sized.
excellent. That's always good to see. Um,
There's a bunch of cute like skittering isopods.
oh. Okay, I'm not going to do that yet, but I'm going to talk with them at some point. We're going to have a chat. Have some tea.
Excellent. All right.
So I was just gonna say, well, if it's rotten down here, that means the corpse eater thing, it's not down here. They're not eating all the corpses. From last, we saw that thing eating a dead body.
Yes.
Oh, the grub. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no them grubs down here. So things are looking up.
Yeah, probably just an aboleth, though. That's fine.
Mm.
That's better, somehow.
Isn't that what we need to take care of?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna forge on ahead with my big old shell. I'm gonna be all sneaky about it now, though. I'm gonna sneak.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
21.
All right. So you creep into this cavern room, and you can see it slopes downwards and sort of narrows a little bit to water lapping up. It doesn't seem to be flowing by, so it seems a little bit more like a lake or an offshoot of the river than the river itself. And there are a couple of mounded sort of corpses in the cavern covered in thick layers of slime. You can see probably about 3 Kuatoa and 4 what look like troglodytes, like these scaly arms that poke out from the slime piles. And as you enter the cavern, the water of the lake sort of ripples and bulges, and this creature sort of worms its way partially up into the cavern. And did I
don't like that.
I'm 30 feet back from the group. Just generally as a rule.
Let me just...
I'm probably
Asking for a
back
friend.
behind Walsh.
Let me just save this because I didn't put it in the right folder.
No, it's okay. We can just make up their stats. It's fine. We don't
Armor
need their real
class
stats.
8.
Fear. Fear.
Oh, that's right there then, huh?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, so like a couple of tentacles like lash out into the room and sort of pull it up partially out of the water. And it has this round head with this round mouth and teeth, and then these 3 stacked eyes and little tendrils coming off of it. And echoing into your mind.
Oh no!
Oh, here we go.
It just says, "And who are you that trespass upon the domain of Ilun the Aboleth?"
Guys, I don't think I'm hidden.
No,
Oh, no.
you are not. I could sense your presence, whether you made use of shadows or not. I inhabit the darkness. I do not need to see you to sense you.
I'm gonna just use my quarter staff to kind of bang on the, because I'm assuming I moved a little further ahead than the group.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start tapping on the cavern wall.
Do you think he's in trouble, guys?
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead.
Run on ahead.
Yeah, as I'm walking
Silver
toward him,
longsword at the ready, charging into the...
I'm not going to run, but I don't really need to run. I have very long legs. And I'm going to cast Primal Savagery as I'm going, just to ready the chest.
And so as you guys are coming in, then you can like the voice enters your heads as well, and it's just saying, "I warn you, I will not tolerate incursions on my domain. I suggest you continue down the river and exit.
Okay,
Leave or
edgelord.
be exterminated."
Okay, edgelord. That's enough. I think probably. You moved in like a week ago, maybe. So I don't know if this is like your domain yet. It takes like longer to set up a lair. Also, it's not a great lair. I gotta say, probably like a 4 out of 10 lair.
Oh, but
3 at best.
So maybe you should not be here. This isn't your plane.
Oh, I beg to differ.
I bet you do beg.
This my home. And there's some like pools of standing water around in the caverns. And the pools like flex as the water like bulges up
oh no.
and sort of extends out to grapple sort of a few of you who happen to be nearby. I'm just going to use the dice to see. So Welch and Theodora just happen to be sort of close by one of these water pools. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Please
I
don't
think I
grapple
can
me.
make that.
Oh no. Nope. Not as such.
25.
25? Okay, so yeah, the water like crashes into you, but you sort of plant your feet and the water just like melts away, leaving you like wet and covered in a little bit of this slime, but otherwise
11.
fine. Okay, so Welch, on the other hand, the water grabs Welch, pulls Welch like 20 feet toward like across the cavern floor, as Welch actually falls over backwards, like sliding on your shell across the ground, and end up, prone and then just like laying at the water's edge.
Can I toss 2 hand axes at the aboleth?
You certainly can. Go ahead and make an attack roll for
I
me.
think I'm also just.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna run at it.
16 for the first one.
Okay, let me just double check here. So it seems to like woof, woof, woof through, and then you hear a splash as it sort of misses past the aboleth.
21 for the second one.
Okay, and so the second one impacts, and Theodora, you're kind of going at the same time. What are you doing?
I would like to do an action search.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna, run at it and hit it with all my might.
Right. Yep. So go ahead and make attack rolls for me. You can go ahead and roll damage, Welch.
10 points of regular slashing.
Okay.
Non-magical slashing.
Just give me a second. I have to like reread my maneuvers.
This is a great idea. I'd just like to say.
Hey, it pulled me. I tried to be sneaky.
Theodore, why don't you go ahead and just like make the attack roll for your first attack and roll damage for if it hits? Because I'm assuming that like that's happening at the same time as Welch.
Yeah. I was just rereading my maneuvers.
Yeah.
First attack. 13 plus 7, so that's 20.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's with Silver Longsword.
Yeah.
And I would like to do a fainting attack.
Okay, so what happens? Basically, don't bother rolling it, because as the hand axe and the sword like crash in to this aboleth on the shore of the lake, it disappears.
Fuck!
Did I still use my action search and my superiority dice?
No, because you didn't need to. That's why I was saying to just go with the first.
No, that
attack
makes
at
sense.
first. So as it disappears, the voice says, "Well, I see that you have shown your true measure."
Yeah, come back here and I'll show you my true measure. Right up your ass.
Oh no.
And are those troglodytes and stuff still around, descending upon us?
Well, so those were corpses.
Oh,
that were
wow.
like on the
Oh.
cavern floor, like
That's the
covered in
decay.
slime.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But you can hear sounds in the tunnel behind you that exits out of this cavern.
I would like to stand up.
Chuck Bean, like in that general direction.
Pardon?
I sent Bean out in that, like in the direction.
Sure. Yep. And yeah, you can hear the sounds getting closer.
Also,
and
just when it disappears, like it's not like Bean can pick it up with echolocation, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Bean
So-
tries to get
So
a-
Bean's going that way. I'm going to follow Bean as well, as long as it's not like hundreds of feet coming down the tunnel.
No. But Bean quickly spots a mass of troglodytes coming down the tunnel into the cavern. Quick head count says that there are 18 troglodytes.
Let's do this. Are we doing it, guys? Are we doing it?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast water breathing on everyone. Just in
We're not doing
case.
it, are we?
My connection skipped. Troglodytes are coming at us?
Yes, 18 troglodytes.
18 troglodytes. 18.
Are we
1
doing it?
8.
Guys, let's do it.
Okay. Do the rest of us know that that this is happening? Is this happening?
Yeah, I've communicated that on.
Okay. Oh, am I gonna do this?
We could also just block the path.
There's like no other way out, right?
Well, you could, depending on how quickly you act, you know that they're in that tunnel. You might be able to like force your way by and through. Just depends on what you do.
Do we
How
want?
quickly you do it.
Yeah. Do we need to go through this? I'm asking this as
Yeah,
to
sure.
go through this.
Sure. I don't know. Can't make decisions.
All right.
There's
then
lots.
I'm
There's
gonna-
lots of like little like side tunnels on these tunnels. So like if you want to try and avoid them, like escape, right? Then we'll do something to see if that happens or not.
18's a bit much, unless anyone got a big bomb in their pocket. So let's run.
I do have a bomb with me.
Of course you do. I can't. It's okay. I don't want to screw this up for the group. 'cause-
Eudora is like totally up for taking on 18 troglodytes.
Running
So-
is good. We're running.
Yeah. Okay. The
I
safe.
cast
Bye.
Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay. All right. So what I will have everyone do is make me a dexterity check.
Okay.
This will